whistle. Brilliant! A worldie and a half!
So what's up, YouTube? We are back again with another video. And before I get into it, I just want to encourage you to smash that like button and smash that subscribe button. We're constantly growing. We're almost at 300 subscribers. And I just want to say thank you to everyone who subscribed, shared, liked, and commented on my channel. And I really appreciate it, and keep doing what you're doing. So today I'm going to talk about two things. I'm going to talk about the man himself, the Frenchman, the talisman right now at Manchester United, Paul Pogba. And I'm going to touch a little bit on the Premier League right now and the Liverpool versus Burnley game, and who I think might just win the Premier League this season. So getting straight into it, Paul Pogba, he really is the guy. You know, I put up a couple posts on Instagram and YouTube Twitter, asking everyone, do they think he's the best midfielder in the Premier League? And I think so. I do not see any midfielder right now that's better than him. And I'm not even a Manchester United fan, but you have to admit the brilliance. You can't be biased. You know, you have to accept that this guy is absolute world class. He's come under a lot of criticism, especially when his agent spoke to the public about how his time at Manchester United is finished pretty much and that he's going to leave. But we've seen him come back after getting COVID. You know, the man has picked up form, and right now he's literally dragging Man United to the top. And I actually want to touch specifically on the game he played against Fulham a day ago. And the one thing that I've seen that's changed from Pogba, and I have to give credit where it's due, and that is to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, is Pogba is no longer a soft midfielder. And by soft, I mean someone who just wants to be on the ball when everything's going great, you know, when the team's attacking, you know, playing on the front foot. No, I saw a different type of Pogba this time against Fulham. I saw a Pogba who was tracking back, a Pogba who was making tackles, a Pogba who wasn't letting people go through him, you know. And it's something that I never thought I'd see from Pogba, just because, you know, he's always been one of those luxury midfielders, if you may say. And one thing that has changed from him is that it seems like he's becoming tougher and tougher, and he wants it more. And going back to the game against Fulham, you know, another thing that's so good about Paul Pogba is that he doesn't have to have a brilliant game in order to do something for you. For example, against Fulham in the first half, you know, he wasn't really having a good game. He was misplacing a lot of passes, especially long balls. And it seemed like he was just on and off and wasn't really in his stride. But then we see him come back in the second half, and it's almost like he did a whole 360, and it's no surprise that he ended up becoming man of the match for Manchester United. And he got the winning goal, which was a world-class curling, finessed finish outside of the box with his left foot. And I don't even know who else is capable of doing that in the Premier League, you know, just like that, you know, just a little bit of space offered to him, and he just took the shot on and obviously won the game. And getting into the stats of the game, he played 90 minutes, he got 106 touches, and that just tells you that he's a player that's always asking for the ball. He always wants to be on the ball. He's never shying away, he's never hiding, he's always asking for it. You literally see him put his hands out and ask for the ball. You know, he had an 85% pass success rate, and as I said, you know, sometimes it's probably going to be a little bit higher than that, but in the first half he was misplacing a lot of passes. And I mean, still 85% pass success isn't bad if you look at it, give it a holistic view, especially if you're making risky long ball passes like Pogba does sometimes. One chance created, scored a goal. And the one thing actually about that is that he actually never took a shot at goal. That was his one and only shot he took at goal the entire game, and it was a finessed curling shot. And this is what I mean. This guy can produce moments of brilliance at any point in the game. And I feel like that's a big thing that's been helping Manchester United right now, is that him and Bruno, they don't have to have a good game. You know, they don't have to be in the game. They don't have to carry the team. They just need one spark, one moment and it's a curling shot in the back of the net. It's just a moment of brilliance, and credit to them. And it's a good thing that Ole has them in his team, because clearly they're the ones dragging the team to the top, and they're sitting at the top real comfortable right now. As I said, the toughness has increased. 8 duels won, 9 ball recoveries, and 3 interceptions. And that's one thing that Paul Pogba is really good at. Some people might say he's lazy, but actually the guy takes his time to read the game. And that's one thing that's important for a midfielder. You can't just be running around like a headless chicken. Sometimes that's what we see from players like Fred and players like McTominay. They just run around, and it looks like they're doing something, but they're actually not. And that's the thing about Pogba. You see him, he's very good at reading the game, the tempo, so he doesn't have to exert as much energy as other midfielders do. So yeah, the brilliance of Paul Pogba by the numbers. I'm a Chelsea fan, but you know what? You have to admit the greatness. The man is definitely one of the best midfielders in the world. Technically very gifted. The ability is there. It's just all in him. He just has to wake up and do it, and that's it. So getting into the Premier League race right now is looking really interesting. I watched Liverpool versus Burnley, and I must say, Burnley did get lucky, but at the same time, their tactics were spot on. And it really looks like Liverpool are struggling right now. They can't seem to score, haven't scored in 4 games. And Mane, Firmino, Salah, they're all getting into positions, but they seem to be low on confidence. When a player takes too many touches in the box, that's when you know that a player is thinking about it too much. And when you're thinking about it too much, that's when you know that your confidence is low. Because a confident player doesn't think too much on the ball. He already knows what he wants to do. He already knows what he has to do. He just does it automatically. And that's what we've been seeing from that Liverpool side for the past 2 seasons. But obviously it is a freak season, and you have to cut them a little bit of slack. And I mean, we're only halfway through the season, so they could still pick it up. But I just want to say shout out to Burnley for breaking that Liverpool home record. Obviously, Liverpool hadn't lost at home since April 23, 2017. And that is approximately 3.5 years without losing at home. So you can imagine that was a big deal. And Burnley were able to do that, although they needed to pretty much defend the entire game and then get a penalty. But hey, sometimes you got to win ugly. Sometimes it's not about winning, playing fantastic football. Sometimes you just got to dig deep as a team. And Liverpool right now, I think, are 6 points behind Manchester on top, and 3 points behind Leicester, who are second. So it's a really close battle right now. And it's sad to say, it's sad to admit that Chelsea Football Club aren't in the race right now. We're having trouble with our players. We're having trouble with our coach, who's pretty much borderline about to get sacked. I don't know what's going to happen. Hopefully he can turn it around. But, obviously I'm not hopeful right now. But it is what it is. It's a very, very interesting race. It's going to be interesting to see. Personally, right now, I think the team that will probably win the league, I think at the moment, is Manchester City. And that's just because even though they don't have, players like Aguero, Pep Guardiola knows what he's doing. The guy, it doesn't matter who's on the field. They are always going to play well, and they're always going to make it tough to beat. And it's really looking like they're the favorites right now. They're keeping clean sheets. Players like John Stones are back in form, even scoring goals. Players like Gundogan, who are just playing amazing football right now, are literally carrying the team. And personally, I'm not saying that Man City are going to win, but right now, if you were to put a gun to my head and say, pick who's going to win the league, I would go with Manchester City. They are literally the team to beat right now. And Pep Guardiola is a world-class manager who knows what he's doing, who's been in this position before. And I'm sure he can smell blood, and his team can smell blood. And that's why they're coming for people's necks right now. So I'm afraid to admit, but you know what? Honestly, I would rather have Manchester City win the league than Manchester United, because Manchester United fans are the worst fans in the world, in my opinion. So it's going to be an interesting race. But yeah, we're excited to see, what's going to happen, how everything's going to pan out. Anyway, it's the road to 300 subscribers. You know, I'm 2 away. We're on 298. You know, smash that like button, smash that subscribe button, and keep following. There's more videos on the way. And yeah, I just want to say thank you to everyone who supported the channel so far. And yeah, keep doing what you're doing. Next video is coming soon.